Hey, it's Baz here, back with another YouTube video. I'm just after watching the event from AMD where they announced the new RDNA 2 graphics cards. So let's get to it. So just after watching the new AMD event for the RDNA 2 graphics cards, and do you know what? I was impressed. Now, it wasn't the biggest, longest event, but they just announced the graphics cards. So they announced the RX 6800 XT and the RX 6800. Then they had one final announcement, and they had announced then the RX 6900 XT as well. So obviously the first one, I just want to make a comment on this just first. So everybody was talking a lot about it and what graphics card did they use on when they were announcing the new the new Zen 3 CPUs. So the graphics card they announced then at that event was actually the RX 6800 XT. They had made a note of that in the video. So I just thought I want to get that out of the way, and then that's how we go through some of the specs and stuff here. So the first one they announced was the RX 6800 XT graphics card. So that comes with 62 compute units, 62 ray accelerators, 72 compute units, 72 ray accelerators, and game frequency of up to 2015 megahertz. And I think the boost clocks, now I haven't got it in this wee snippet, but the boost clock I think was like 2250 megahertz. Infinity cache 128 megabytes and 16 gigs of GDR6 memory. The next one they announced was a RX 6800. So it was the 60 compute one, 60 ray tracing accelerators, up to 1815 megahertz. The boost, I think, when it was like 2000 something. I need to pull them up here, but if I get them, I'll put them on screen for you as well. And the Infinity cache, 128 megabytes as well, with 16 gigs of GDR6 memory. Then they pulled out the guns, so they go back to Lisa C, and then they said one last announcement. So they announced the 6900 XT graphics card, which was 80 compute units, 80 ray accelerators as well, up to 2015 megahertz. I think the boost was the same, which was 2250 as well. I think it was the same as the 6800 XT. 128 megabytes of Infinity cache, 16 gigs of GDR6 memory. Now, they showed some benchmarks and stuff comparing them to the competition, and you know what? They're holding their own. I would just like to see more games. You know, they showed a few games in the trailers and stuff, and they showed a few benchmarks, but until you get these in your hands, I think this is what the real test is going to be. And you know what? I'm impressed with it so far and what they've shown in the announcement. I'm probably going to watch again, maybe another time or two, get a bit more in detail look, maybe look more at the specs, but so far I'm impressed. Very tempted now, actually. Before the event I was like, nah, I'll hold off and see, maybe with RDNA 3, but for what it is and what the graphics card should do, I'm impressed. Like I actually thought like the 6900 XT was probably going to be around with the 3080. You know, on and off it's hand in hand, but then the 3800 XT is the one that they had said that was the same. You know, it's on par with the 3080. So the 3090 XT is the equivalent to the 3090 from NVIDIA, but it is on par, slightly more powerful. I need to look at the slides again, but looked at it slightly a wee bit more powerful. And certain ones and up and down, obviously depending on the game or what you know the title. But like for the price to performance as well, like it was a lot cheaper than what the 3090 was. All the cards across the board, bar the 6800. Now I'm not sure what the 6800 is comparing to, but if you're comparing the 6800 XT to the 3080, there's $50 a difference. You know, as obviously it's the 3080 was $7,699 they had said. The RX 6800 is coming in, it starts off from $649. The RX 900 XT is $999, but the 3090 from the NVIDIA is like $1499 if I recall. Now that is a big price difference for something that's, you know, on the same power. So that's the biggest price to performance compared to the competition. But I think if you're looking at it from price from the 3800 XT to the 6800 XT, I don't think the performance is that great. You know, it's not double the price. It's maybe time and a half or something around that, but you're not getting that a lot extra performance for your money. But it's still good value compared to the competition, you know. I personally think the sweet spot for me probably would be the 6800 XT. So the 6800 is 579. Now I'm not sure, obviously I was saying before, what the price comparison would be for that one in terms of if you're looking at the competition, but as far as I can remember, the 3070 was 499. But if this is a higher performance card than that, and this one's compatible, you know, capable of 4K gaming as well, so we just have to get the comparisons for the 3070. But I think that's probably, it might set a wee bit higher than the 3070, I would say, so that's probably what the extra price is. Now, if they are similar, would AMD then drop the price to say the 499? We'll have to wait and see. It'll be very interesting when people actually get the cards and do the testings and see the comparisons and go from there. But I'm just going to say it again, very entertained, you know, by what AMD has announced, and it's made me actually think now. Before I was like, you know, I'll hold off, like I'm not needing it. Currently I have a 1080 Ti, I'll be honest, and I was thinking, right, I'll hold off, maybe wait to the next generation RDNA 3, you know. Obviously I have a 4K TV that sometimes would hook my PC up till. Now I'd be very tempted to even, not sure what SKU. Personally think the 6800 XT is probably where I'm thinking about, and I think that's, if I was going to jump, I would maybe go for that. So definitely, it's anybody I would recommend, worth watch the event. You know, I was very impressed, wasn't long, they just got to the point, showed the cards, got me excited. Surprised it got me excited, but it's got me excited. I'll be going probably for one of their new Zen 3 CPUs, and to be honest with you, I could be tempted with one of their GPUs, but I think I'll go for the hour first. Give a wee bit of time, let these get out, see, get the reviewers, get some of them to do them, get me on me, maybe do another wee video later on, but more, you know, going to watch through the event as I said before. Might do a wee bit more studying and see what the comparative and get the charts for the benchmarks that they shown, you know, versus Nvidia, and maybe try and make comparisons to see if they're worth it, you know, or not. But so far so good, impressed, and maybe just going to wrap it up there. But here, yeah, definitely watch the event yourself. I was impressed, like what I've seen. Price for comparison compared to the competition is very good, and I would like to see more videos on the games and the ray tracing. And they said they're going to, in the next, I think, few weeks, was it? They're going to there's going to be more developers coming out with videos and so on and so forth, and we'll have to see what they come out with. But here, if you like this video and you like the content, if you would like to hit that wee like button and the subscribe button, and if you want to be notified of future videos, hit the wee bell notifications, and if you want to share it out with your friends, and you know, you can do so as well. And here, I'll see you all in the next video. See you later. Bye.